In the story of the alchemist, at the very beginning, the shepherd boy Santiago leads his flock of sheep into this old abandoned church for the night, and he sleeps under this giant sycamore tree that grew in the place where the sacristy once stood. Now, the sacristy is that room in the church that housed the holy vessels that contained the Eucharist. And the Eucharist is the bread and wine that is thought to be the literal body and blood of Christ, or, metaphorically speaking, the very presence of God or the divine with the people. Now, this is the very spot where Santiago has his dream of finding great treasure near the pyramids of Egypt. And this is where the seed is planted in the form of the desire to go in search of that treasure. But here's a spoiler. If you haven't read the book and you don't want any spoilers, turn it off now. This is the very spot where Santiago, after his long circuitous journey through Africa all the way to Egypt, comes all the way back to Andalusia, Spain, and unearths the treasure in this very spot in the sacristy under the sycamore tree. So what are the takeaways for us conscious entrepreneurs? So Santiago has the deep desire placed within him to go in search of his treasure in the spot that was metaphorical of the very presence of divinity with the people. In other words, it is the source or divinity or God within us as conscious entrepreneurs that places within our heart the desire to go in search of our own personal treasures or personal legends in the form of our entrepreneurial hero's journey. So that desire does not originate within your ego. It originates within the divine that inhabits your very core. But divinity is not only the source of the desire to go in search of your treasure, but when you go on that long circuitous journey, you end up coming back around to the very spot where you actually receive the desire, the source within you, in order to find your treasure. Just like Santiago found the treasure in the very same spot where he had the dream to go in search of it, despite all of the long journeys that he had to take into Africa, all the way to the pyramids and right back again. So in other words, guys, source is the beginning and end of all things, the divinity within you. You see, the divinity within you gives you the desire to go on the journey. The journey, however, seems unnecessary from the standpoint of the person that is only after the physical treasure, because really and truly Santiago could have had a dream of finding the treasure in the very spot where he had the dream, which is where he ended up finding the treasure. But divinity within you is going to send you on a long journey, and that journey is not necessarily for you only to find physical treasure. That journey is for you to stretch your limitations, test your faith, and come to realize that what you've been seeking all along has always been within you, divinity itself. You, my friends, are one and the same with the very source of the desire to go in search of your treasure and the true treasure itself. Click here for another video, click here for a playlist, and subscribe for more content.